What's up everyone? In this video we're going to be fishing the salt marshes of northeastern Florida, doing some camping, and chasing after one of my favorite fish in the whole world. Let's do it. There he is. There he is. There he is. There he is. Got him. All right, so day one, we are here in St. Augustine. This is a very, very beautiful area. Very vast, endless amounts of salt marsh that we're gonna explore. Haven't really fished St. Augustine very much at all, not this area in particular. So excited to see what we can find here. Redfish will be the main target today. We are going to be chasing reds the majority of today and tomorrow, but we might mix it up a little bit tomorrow and try to target some other species. We're going to kind of see how it goes, but today reds are definitely the main focus. So we're going to go way back in these marshes. The water is super dirty, but we're going to see what we can make happen. We got a falling tide, so if reds are willing to get super shallow during low tide and around that time, hopefully we'll be able to find some belly crawlers and some fish fired up. We shall see. I was down up in Jacksonville a few weeks ago and the bite was on fire. Since then, in this whole general area, I've heard that the bite has remained very good. So we're gonna see what we can do, and hopefully we have some fun and pick some fish up along the way. All right, I am gonna throw around this little 6 cents Divine swim bait. This is 3.3 inches long, and we're gonna search around for some reds. I've seen some blow-ups here and there. The tide is ripping on out of here, so yeah, we're gonna blind cast. Hopefully be able to do some sight fishing as the tide gets lower, and yeah, we'll see what happens. There we go. There's a fish. Nice fish. I felt a bump. Nice red. Nice red. I felt a bump, but there's an oyster bar right there. I thought I just smacked the bar. There we go. It was not the oyster bar. Nice, pretty little redfish there. There we go. All right, bud. All right. I hear ya. There he is, little guy to start the day. He was fighting kind of different. At first, it did not feel like a redfish that was on, but alas, it was. All right, while we drift into the weeds here, give you guys one more little look at him. We're gonna send him on back. All right, there we go. First fish of the trip. That was sweet. So let me explain to you guys what just happened with that fish. So right there you can see some of those oysters sticking up out of the water, and there's a giant oyster bar where all of that current that's ripping around is just a big clump sitting right there. And I've seen a few of those as I've been moving around, and I've seen some fish spook off of them. So when I came across this one, this is the first one that I've casted at. And boom, a few casts later we got him. So great start. He came right off the edge there, so I might as well see if he's got any more of his buddies hanging around. I'm pretty sure I was just bumping it right off the oyster, and that's why I didn't really feel the bite, because I just thought it was another, bump on the oyster bed. Pretty cool. Let's get another. And this setup that I'm using here is a Florida Fishing Products Bahia BC. Love this reel for this style of fishing. Got it packed with 30-pound Beyond Braid H strand. St. Croix Mojo Bass medium heavy, and I think I got like 20-25 pound leader on there. But hopefully that's the first fish of many. I'm gonna keep casting at this bar right here and we'll keep moving on. There he is. There he is. Another good fish. Another fish off that bar. This is a bigger one. There we go. That fish thumped it. Thumped the heck out of it. All right. There he is. There we go. He's actually about the same size, that probably 19, 20 inch range, somewhere in there. But wow, those fish are stacked on that oyster bar there. Hooked him perfectly again. Right there in the top lip. Yeah, might be a hair bigger. There we go. Fish number 2, baby. This oyster bar is producing. And all I'm doing is casting it in there and then just letting it barely tap the oysters, just barely bouncing it and retrieving it fast enough, basically just to keep up with the line, because the current's ripping through so quickly. It's kind of just pushing the bait along, but just trying to maintain contact with the oysters, and those redfish are picking it right on up. I've seen a few more reds way up shallow. I just spooked one right here. So I'm gonna start standing up, see if we can sight fish any of them. Probably get out of this area where it's such heavy current. It's gonna be hard moving around, paddling around this heavy current. See if we can find some fish close by that are in a little bit more protected area from the current, like in a cove or some ponds nearby. There's 1 or 2 fish moving up here, coming towards me. Oh yeah, it's a few of them. They're getting super shallow too. Oh, look at that, dude. So sick. Oh, I thought he ate it. I thought he ate it. It spooked him, and it spooked me. Golly. Fish moving down the bank right here. Oh, why didn't he eat? Oh, why didn't he eat? Oh, man. The initial cast was not good, but then I was able to bring it over the grass in front of him. Definitely thought he was gonna smoke it, and then he didn't really take off. And I got another cast in front of him, but no takers from him. That was exhilarating though. Seeing lots more fish moving around up shallow. So let's see if we can find one that wants to play. There he is. Little trout thumped it. Pretty little trout. Hook set the heck out of this little guy. He thumped it so hard. A little trout hanging out way, way skinny. Oh, that's cool. Very pretty dark trout right there. All right, bud, I got you. Very pretty dark trout. He's probably, I don't know, he's probably about 15 inches or so. Wow, he like double hooked himself. I guess that hook set got you pretty good, huh, bud? I feel like I've seen some reds racing around this little section here. Oh, sorry, bud. There he goes. I'm sure there are some reds, but he thumped it right in front of the boat. I just decided to start blind casting. Sight fishing has been a little difficult. I've had a few shots at fish, but they've been a little hesitant to eat. And since the sun has been behind the clouds, it's been a little bit tougher to see fish unless they got their tail or their back out of the water. So I might blind cast a little bit more for the another hour, 2 hours we got of sunlight, and we're gonna keep them moving around, keep looking for fish. Obviously I would prefer to sight cast them, but if blind casting is what we got to do, then it's what we got to do. But yeah, we're just gonna keep moving down this bank and see what else we can find. There he is. Another little trout. I looped back around. I think it was that same area I caught the last one. All right, quick release. Maybe there's a bigger trout hanging around. But yeah, I tried going to another area. Was that a red? Might have been a ray. Tried going to another area, but the tide is so low now that it was just completely blocked off. And I couldn't get there, so I had to loop back around. Figured I'd throw a few casts where we caught that last trout. And there are some fish blowing up around here. The bite has been slow. I feel like it started to fire off a little bit when we caught those 2 reds on that oyster bar earlier. And I saw a lot of fish moving around after that. Had a few shots to sight fish some. Couldn't connect with them, but for that like hour or so, a lot of fish moving around. Since then, very slow, but this incoming tide is starting to get moving now, and I'm hoping that the fish give us a few more shots before dark. Well, we are off the water now, and we are in our campsite in Jacksonville. We went a little further north. We're going to be fishing around this area tomorrow, but I'm excited. We're going to mix it up a little bit. Today we had a fairly slow day, but not bad for exploring a spot for the first time. 2 reds, 2 trout. The sight fishing was a little tough. Those fish were very finicky with the few shots that I got after the tide had dropped, but it is what it is. And tomorrow we got some pretty cool plans, so I think what we're going to start off doing is some bridge fishing. We're going to see how that goes. I ended up picking up a crab in the marsh today, so we might use him for bait. We'll bounce some artificial around, try some different things, and then in the afternoon and for the rest of the day, we'll go back into the salt marsh, see if we can sight fish some reds in some super skinny water. And also, I'm speaking kind of quietly right now because we got like neighbors. I'm not trying to disturb the peace. But yeah, we got some pretty cool plans. So we're gonna try some different things tomorrow. Start fishing some bridges in some deeper water to start the morning. The rest of the day, get back to the salt marsh, stand up, see if we can sight fish some reds in some very shallow water. So I'm excited. I think I'm gonna hang out here and just enjoy the nice night and maybe watch some football because there's a game on tonight. But that's about it for me for now, and I will get back to you guys in the morning when we're back out on the water. We have made it back to the salt marsh. Ended up bridge fishing this morning and we hooked into one fish. Felt like I just got thumped there. There we go. I did get thumped. I knew it. Oh no! Other than that, it was pretty slow. Didn't have much going on at all. So decided to call it there pretty early, and we are fishing a different area than yesterday, although very similar tide. Yesterday we were a little further south. Today we were up north in Jacksonville. So we're gonna see if we can find some more reds, maybe some trout around some oyster bars, but redfish definitely being the main target. The tide is pulling out right now, and it's gonna be an outgoing tide pretty much until dusk. So we got the rest of the day, a bunch of hours left in the day, and let's make something happen. There's a red chasing some bait over. Oh my gosh! He ate it as soon as it hit the water. Are you kidding me? As soon as it hit the water, it fell into his mouth. It's a good red too. Nice fish. Wow. That is the first red that we've seen thus far today. Nice fish. Wow, that is crazy. I saw him pushing down the bank and I saw all those little tiny shrimp jumping. And as soon as I threw it and flipped the bail, he had already eaten it. Absolutely crazy. I don't know if it's around his gills, so I'm like trying not to horse him in. Oh yeah, we're good. We're in the clear. There he is. All right. Sick start to the afternoon. First fish that we've seen, and didn't even get a chance to work the bait before he ate it. All right, guys, there is our first fish of the day. Pretty redfish. He's got some nice spots there, two right there. So cool, and especially since he didn't even get us a chance to work it. He just smoked it right away. So we're gonna get old buddy back, and hopefully there are more of his friends as willing as he was. All right, good to get a fish on the board after a failed side mission earlier, doing some bridge fishing, but we're gonna keep on moving, keep casting, keep looking for more fish. It is so exciting seeing a redfish or multiple cruising down a bank, pushing bait around. Because usually if you can get it in front of them without spooking them, they'll eat. I'm kind of surprised that didn't spook him because it was right on his head, but I will take it. Throwing around the K-tail right now, and this setup is a Florida Fishing Products Bahia 2500 with a St. Croix Triumph Inshore medium power rod. And yeah, let's keep searching around in here and see if we can find some more. Fish just blew up right there. He's coming towards us. Just chasing down those shrimp. He saw us. There's another one blowing up down there. We're gonna keep on moving that direction. There he is. There he is. Oh, that was sick. Oh, he smoked it. I couldn't tell if he got it or not. That's why I waited to set the hook. Oh man, that's a pretty fish too. He's got loads of spots. Loads of spots. Pretty red. There we go. Real pretty redfish. Nice, dude. Got rejected on that last fish, but he ate. He ate. Look at all those beautiful spots on him. Ate that divine swim bait. Can't beat that, dude. Had his back out of the water right there. So sick. What a beauty. Let's get him back. I'm seeing more reds starting to get super shallow and crawling with their backs out. And hopefully that just continues and we can get more eats like that. Oh man, that hook got you. There we go. What a beauty. Both reds so far today that we've caught have had more than, you know, the normal one spot on each side. Let's see if this guy will let me get a picture of the spots in the water. Usually they don't, but we'll see if he'll be nice enough to let me do it. Oh. Yep, I thought that was gonna happen. There it goes. I just saw, yeah, there's a bunch of reds blowing up in here. There's one or two of them right up in front of me. Oh man, how did that spook him? That was perfectly placed. I'm very surprised that spooked that fish. Oh well, there's a few more in here. Let's see if we can find another. There's one right here. There he is! There he is! Got him! Got him. Look at all those little shrimp jumping out of the water. They were feasting back in here. Absolutely feasting. It's a nice one. Oh. There we go. There we go. He almost snuck by me. There we go. There he is. Keep on feeding and going nuts in this little cove here. See you, buddy. Oh, there's another one right there. There goes our fish, and there's another one further out. Let's see if we can get a cast in front of him. There's our buddy. Might have been a ray. Some of these stingrays are, yeah, there's another ray up there. Some of these stingrays are getting in on the action too. I've seen lots and lots of them today. I'll see like one of their wings come out and think it's a redfish back or tail, and then I'll get a little closer, and then that wasn't a ray though. That was definitely a red. But yeah, those rays will, they'll trick you. They'll make you think they're a red until you get a good look at them. One thing about this style of fishing, especially during low tide, it is a full body workout. Especially in instances like this, when you think you can make your way through, it looks good far away, and then you start getting into it and it's too shallow to just paddle across. So then you gotta shimmy your way through and hope you don't get stuck. And the difficult part about it is you can't turn around and go back. I mean, you could, but that's almost as much work as it would be to just go straight through, because turning around when you're not even floating anymore is a pain. But we should almost be through this. It's very, very shallow, very deceiving, but once we get up here, we'll be smooth sailing again. But it is unavoidable sometimes, especially when you're just trying to cover as much water as possible. I just got myself unstuck. There's a red over here. Oh my gosh! Ate it instantly. Instantly. I knew I saw one there. Saw those shrimp jumping. Surprised he ate it though. Landed on his head. They usually don't like that when... Uh-oh. He's around the rudder. Oh, there we go. I thought the line snapped. Oh, they usually don't like that. When they're super shallow, they're a little more on edge. And if you're asking why I'm out of breath, it's because I just finished getting through that whole mess. Literally right there was my last push off from the mud before I started floating again. And thought I saw this guy moving about. Lo and behold, there he was. There he was. Oh! All right. Big old spot on him. Big old spot. Two big spots on this side too. Awesome. Whoa. Send you on back. There it goes. See you, buddy. There's a few of them up here. Oh, oh my gosh. He got stuck in the pedal drive hole. He is confused. He doesn't know where to go. Yeah, there were a few of them back here. They're all moving together. Not anymore. Alright, well, I think that is just about gonna wrap up this video. That was a fun trip between yesterday, camping last night, and today. We had to really work for every bite that we got. It was not easy fishing, that's for sure, but it was a blast, and it's always awesome getting out of my local area, exploring new areas, and, you know, just trying new things. And redfish, I absolutely love to death. But if you guys want to see more redfish and another video where I'm in this area targeting them, you can tap on the video on the screen now and check that out. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to smash that like button and also subscribe for more. I'll see you next time.